Do you ever feel like you want something that you don't have and you don't really know how to get it? Maybe it's more time, maybe it's more money, maybe it's more freedom in your life. And so, from a vibrational perspective, the idea is that all outcomes are vibrational. And if you've been in the metaphysical space, you probably heard that before. And so the idea, like my definition of vibration, like a more practical way of thinking about it, is our thoughts, our focus, and our emotions influence and change our vibration. So we change the frequency of our thoughts, we change the frequency of our focus, we change the frequency of our emotions. I like the word frequencies. I mean, like literally, like we're thinking about focusing on feeling frequently. That this is what creates our awareness and opportunities that we can then take action on and notice and maybe even manifest into our life. And so the idea with this is when we are focusing and thinking about a particular subject more often, then our subconscious mind gets it in that that's what we want to aim toward. And the feeling that we have in there, and generally it's the feeling of the presence of the experience of having it, so the presence of feeling wealthy and abundance, like, how that lights us up, or the feeling of having plenty of time and freedom, and there's kind of like a relief with that. And so it's like cultivating those feelings and cultivating the thought and focus patterns that correlate with it. And this is like the vibrational approach to creating things in our life. And so there's like some will call it the 5D or the energy approach, where we tune into those feelings and we get into a state of non-resistance and we boost that energy field, and that like magnetizes the things to us faster with the elevated emotions. And then there's the action approach, maybe people call it like a 3D approach, is then to take actions toward those desires. And I find a real strong key to that is to load it into our subconscious. And you can do that through like repetition or highly charged emotional states, or even when you're about to wake up or go to sleep, when your subconscious mind's extra permeable, or when you're coming in and out of meditation. And in these times, we can now load in the desire that we want to experience. Like, I'm generating more money, I'll create it in this way. Like, this kind of stuff's in the book Think and Grow Rich as well. And every millionaire I've ever met quotes the book and agrees that it's beneficial. So the idea there then is to blend these two strategies together. So it's tuning into the feelings and the thoughts and the patterns of creating wealth, but then also actually being the person and taking the actions that represent it. So it's the state of being, but then embodying the person who's wealthy and healthy, so you can take action and move forward in that way, which then creates the experiences that reflect that back. So on one end, there's the physical action component. On the other end, there's like the vibrational power of your mind component. And then there's kind of like the 5D collapsing the quantum timeline component that brings it in. And that's the vibrational side of this. I'll actually make another video on this about the other side of it, like being in alignment with it and transmuting resistance as well. So my name is Kent Peterson. I love to help people with these topics, and I've been applying these tools in my life for decades now to experience some really mind-blowing results. So if you like help with stuff like this, I've written some mini books, and you can find it in the description or in my bio or whatever, depending on where you're seeing this. Send me a comment, send me an email, join one of my coaching programs, hire me as a coach, whatever it is. So I'd love to help you out have transformational experiences.